The first thing you noticed about the house on the quiet street in Wethersfield wasn't its charming blue facade, but the silence, a profound, unnatural quiet that swallowed every sound, even the birds. It was the kind of silence that pressed in on you, a whisper of a warning before you even stepped inside. The last days of summer brought a different kind of visit to my grandma's. She wasn't in her usual home, but in a temporary one in Wethersfield, Connecticut, her own house undergoing renovations. Wethersfield, a historic town, and as I expected, this house was located in an older part of it, a quiet neighborhood, eerily quiet. The first thing that struck me was the absolute silence. Despite the nearby bustling main road, the rustling of leaves, and the usual hum of insects, as soon as you stepped onto this street, nearly every sound vanished. A heavy quiet, broken only by the occasional passing car or the faint footsteps of people. The house itself sat at the end of the street, a light blue facade suggesting a charming, family-friendly home. Quaint from the outside, but as soon as you stepped inside, a pervasive sense of unease settled in, a feeling you couldn't quite pinpoint. I didn't stay there often, but every time I did, the house sent shivers down my spine. During the day, it was calm, but not peaceful. There was a constant sensation of being watched, of someone waiting. The basement and the master bedroom were the worst. The air in them always felt heavy, as if an invisible weight pressed down on your chest. Initially, things were small, so much so that we didn't give them a second thought. Doors we'd closed would be found open. Our energy levels would inexplicably drop. We'd just shrug it off, deeming them normal occurrences. But things started to escalate. I, particularly being sensitive to the paranormal, felt anger, despair, and sheer evil permeate the space. Yet we didn't understand what was happening. A few months passed, and the strange occurrences intensified. My grandma has a pet cat, and we noticed he was in extreme distress. It seemed as if something was targeting him. He'd get pushed as if by an invisible force. He constantly watched his back. His food bowl was by the basement, and he'd gulp down his food at lightning speed, then rush to use his litter box, behavior completely abnormal for him. It was then that we truly started noticing things were amiss. One day, my grandma and brother returned home to find the back door wide open, and the cat on the deck. No one had been home to open that door, and it had been securely locked. This truly unnerved my grandma. We all grew anxious. The nights in that house were creepy. Again, the silence was odd, and the feeling of being watched never left me. One night, as we sat in the living room, we heard footsteps in the basement. We looked at each other, wondering what the hell that was. Then we heard a loud thud. My brother got up to investigate. He went down to the basement, and a few minutes later, I heard him sprinting up the stairs, panting, saying, "There's something down there." We didn't know what it was. There was a constant sensation that something wanted you out, pushing you away. It was like walking on eggshells because something was angry at our presence and wanted us gone. A very unsettling feeling. Things would get knocked over, soda cans, juice bottles. And one day, we found the cabinet doors and the refrigerator open, with no one home to open them. We decided to look into the house's history. We discovered that an old man had passed away in it. We believe he's still there. But even more unsettling, what happened on that land was a massacre of people by Native Americans moving through from Massachusetts to Mystic, Connecticut. This led us to believe the land the house stands on is haunted by a demon. And to add to the horror, we did see a shadow figure a few times. A dark apparition, appearing and disappearing, as if watching us from the darkest corners. This house wasn't just a temporary residence. It was a living nightmare, a place where evil lurked, waiting for the opportune moment to reveal itself fully. Did this story send shivers down your spine? Like if you were creeped out? Subscribe for more terrifying tales.